All right, we're live. How's it going, everybody? Back with another Sunday live stream. Hope everybody's doing well. This is going to be the final Sunday live stream at this time. Moving forward, I'm going to be switching to the weekend, most likely a Saturday in the evening in British Columbia time. So that might be a bit of an issue for some of you guys over in the UK, which you can obviously watch back after the live has ended. But yeah, the thought behind that there is to maximize the skiing time as winter starts. The time I have off from my full-time job is on a Sunday and a Monday, and so I want to make sure that I get as much time available possible to film content, to make videos, and to bring to you guys. But yeah, I hope you guys are all doing well this Sunday. Hope you're all getting excited for the winter. 3 weeks to go now until we open up here in Revy. Super excited. Going to be heading off and filming another bit of a snow report for you guys to come out on Tuesday right after this, because it's shaping up to be a pretty good. All signs are looking really optimistic for that opening salvo in just a few weeks' time. I've got a bit of a giveaway for guys today, who anyone's watching. So if you did see on the community post, I have 3 free custom Bramski goggle socks to give away. I'll be giving these away to anyone who I'll select from the best questions, the best comments during this live stream. So 3 free goggle socks to give away today. Make sure you put your comments during that live stream. All right, well, let's get into it. So the title of today's live stream is New Ski Gear. We've been teasing some stuff and just chatting with one another probably over the last few weeks about what everyone's been buying. And I went a bit crazy this year. That there's quite a few things that I've got stocked, and a couple of things I've had as gifts, all to hopefully play into my plans to have a good season, to get up there, start doing a bit of touring, and yeah, hopefully be able to go out there and really capture some of Revelstoke's epic backcountry, because it's a pretty unique place to go and enjoy. So what should we start with? Because we've got boots, the skis, we've got some backpack stuff. So I mean, this is my setup from last year. See a couple of guys are joining in. Thanks for watching on the live stream. So yeah, these are the skis I used last year. These are the Solomon QST blanks. Lengthwise, what have I got here? These are 178s with a 15-meter turn radius. Hey Andy, show us the boots. Give me a few minutes and I'll bring those up because they are pretty snazzy. I got these from these were ex-Snowcat Rentals, cat skiing, and they're pretty good out there in the backcountry. If you watched last year's vlog, they kind of turned into rock skis very early on in the season last year. Base has been taking a bit of a battering, but they're still pretty good. They don't work too great on mountain, to be honest, which is not so much of a problem, but on reflection, I think these were slightly longer than I probably needed. I'm 5'8", so yeah, it's kind of matches my height identically. All right, I'll get onto the boots, Andy, and then we'll do the we'll do the new skis in a second. All right. Hey, Joe, thanks for joining, buddy. You're just in time. We're just about to start getting into the new gear, so tune in. All right, so these are Technica Coaches boots with a 120 flex index. Super happy with these. They got the nice little pin binding there. So really, the boots I've had for the all 5 seasons that I've been skiing. There was some atomics. They've done really good, but they've seen a lot of wear and tear. I could potentially still use them maybe at the start of this year, but I want to get into some touring this year. And really, after some consideration, I needed a hybrid boot. So one which is going to be great for alpine skiing, but also have that ability to be able to go out there in the backcountry and do some touring. I think ideally I'd want to do maybe 1 or 2 tours this year. So I'll be honest, my knowledge of boots is very limited. So I'm not just going to start ringing off a load of stuff that I don't know nothing about. But I'm a sort of size 26.5. We went into the ski shop at the resort. They were having a bit of a sale, which was good because I'd gone in and got a quote at a store in town. And for one set of brand new boots with custom insoles, the footbeds, the whole shebang, it was going to be around the region of $1,300, which was just like right on the edge of my budget because I was also considering a set of skis. And this is actually, I mean, it's brand new, it's unused, but it's part of last year's kit. So when the shop at the resort opened up last week, they had a bunch of stuff that they were clearing out. They look nice. Yeah, they I haven't got the custom footbeds done yet. I'm actually planning to head back there next week with them, and actually planning to do a bit of a video with the guys on the boot process. So what I'd like to try and do is capture the whole process with them, to document it, and yeah, get a bit of their expertise on camera. But yeah, I tried these. I tried a set of atomics as well, and there was a Solomon boot. This felt the best. It was quite snug around the ankle area, not too tight. There was a little bit of aching on the side here where my foot was, but that's before we've even got into any sort of the heat molding, which will happen. So yeah, it's I'm really excited. The shell inside it feels good. One of I'm very excited on that. Who else have we got joining? Isaac is here. Hey buddy, moving to Revy from the UK in a couple of weeks. Any tip for getting gear and getting settled? Awesome to hear you coming to Revy, mate. Sorry, I just seen that. Any tips? Well, Isaac, first of all, have you got accommodation sorted? Because that's the main thing. That's like super important. If you're coming in a couple of weeks, you're going to be coming right as we're about to kick off, right? So if you haven't got kit already, chances are a lot of the pricing of ski gear is going to be at winter pricing, but you still can find some deals. So definitely head up to the retail store at the resort. There's a couple of places in town like Skookum, and I know that they're still shifting a lot of skis and boots. There was a ski swap a couple of weeks ago done by the Revel Ski Club, which is something to bear in mind for future years if you're always there. Yeah, Isaac, let me know what's your current situation. Have you got accommodation sorted? What have you got in terms of gear? What haven't you? Cannot believe you're talking kit without your little package. I presume you're meaning the goggles, Andy. Yeah, so the way it works here in Revelstoke is that things rarely get mailed directly to your house. So there's a post office in town with PO boxes, and normally what happens is it gets put there, and then they leave a little note in your little PO box that says you've got a delivery arrived. So I don't know. Did you have a tracking number for it, Andy? Has it said it's arrived? because if it has, I'll jump on another live stream and we'll do one with yours. But I'm definitely going to be reviewing your goggles. Hey Matt, I'm snowboarding this week for 3 days at the snow center. Awesome. Is that the one in Tamworth, Joe, or are you talking down south? Let's get into skis. Yeah. Dinstar. All right. Now, I love Salomon. They're one of my favorite brands ever. But yeah, I went for these this year. So this is the M3108 freestyle ski with a 172. So these are a little bit shorter. So I will be able to turn a little bit more in that deep power. It's got a hybrid core. Radius of 16. So I actually deliberately picked out these skis for a reason, because these are the same type of ski that I have used for 2 years now when going skiing with Selkirk Tangiers heli skiing. And I've loved how they feel. So they had a rental fleet of these. They were a little bit more battered and bruised. But I was curious to know, considering how the resort is also owned by the same company who owns the heli ski company, that they probably had the same fleet in there. So they had a set of these. Now, I touched earlier on that quote that a boot company in town gave me for $1,300 just for one set of custom boots. These ski boots here, so the new ones I've got here, plus the ski together, again, it's a last year's ski. It's not a brand new range for this year, but these together cost me $1,300. So in terms of like value and base what was in my budget, I'm actually pretty happy, because originally I was thinking, well, maybe just get the boot this year, rent a bit of touring gear as we as we do maybe a handful of days out touring. But when this opportunity came, I thought, well, why not? And yeah, so very happy with those. You'll notice that there's no binding. That is next on my list. We've got a couple of comments here. Let's have a look. Okay, so Isaac's coming to Revy. He's from the UK. He's got accommodation, and I'm working for the resort, so I think I can get discounts at the stores. Yeah, that's right. So, yeah, you do get, if you've got the season pass and you've got staff, I think it's on the website. It's about 10 or 15% at the store there. So then they may still have a bit of last year's gear that they're trying to chop around. They don't do, the resort doesn't do seasonal rentals for skis. However, I think there's a place in town called Revelstoke Backcountry Skiing. I think that's the shop where I got my old Solomon's from. And they may still have some stuff there to do seasonal rentals, I believe. But you got your jacket, you got trousers, that's fine. Yeah, so sounds like you need everything else, basically. Ski pass, skis all board, helmet, gloves, that type of thing. Yeah, so to be honest with you, Isaac, I would expect, prices could be quite steep, but yeah, you may still find a couple of discounts around from other gears. Okay, so we're waiting on Andy's goggles that he's sending out for me to look at. Couldn't review them in today's, which sorry about that, but you've got your trackings in Cuprun and you're not. Alrighty. How's the snow been, Andy? I've watched a couple of your reports from the Kids Einhorn. Looks like things have started off okay in the end. You finally got some snow. I will check. Okay. Joe's he's got a couple of days coming up in Hemel Hempstead. That'll be nice, mate. Get some turns in. I imagine Hemel Hempstead's probably going to be quite rammed around this time, because everybody's going to be having lessons and stuff before they go for a Christmas trip. You may find that the ski is the same this year, but they have just changed the top sheet graphics. Yeah, awesome. I think that's a similar thing. I did see their new range in, and it did look very, very similar. Where are these made? A bunch of stuff gets made in Europe, doesn't it? A lot of it's in Bulgaria and Ukraine. This is made in Spain, Dinstar is. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think Dinstar must be an actual Spanish brand. But I'm not going to sort of pretend I know the ins and outs of all ski gear. A lot of the time, if it feels good, and that's the thing with that ski, it's light. It felt light without the binding. Binding wise, I am looking at getting a touring binding. Most likely, I'm looking at the Solomon Shift 13 bindings, so I can switch between alpine and touring. They're retailing at around about $650, but I have access to a pro deal that'll knock a discount off that. But yeah, I saw an example of it in the shop, and yeah, it looks good. Joe's asking me, what are my plans for Christmas? Okay, so Sundays and Mondays are my days off. So, I'm going to miss the opening actual day at Revelstoke, which I always do, which is fine. So that first weekend, 3rd and 4th, I'll be definitely skiing out on the resort, capturing some good footage of checking how everything's out. I'm thinking that second weekend in December that I might actually take a trip to Silver Star in Vernon. Made a contact there, and potentially there's a chance I could go stay over for a night or two. So I might try and do a video there. Backtracking, actually, going to see what the conditions are like, because next weekend Sun Peaks is meant to open. Up until about 2-3 days ago, it didn't look like they had a lot of snow, but everywhere got hit with a big storm over this weekend, which has been real good. So depending on conditions, maybe I might be making a pre-season trip to Sun Peaks. I thought about Big White again, but if it's just like last season where they had like one lift open and 2-3 runs, it's not worth driving all that way. Andy says he can offer Isaac a discount on goggles and send them to Canada for him. That'd be awesome. Isaac, are you still on the chat? Yeah, Isaac, we can give Isaac one of the goggle socks as well. Isaac, if you're still on, pop something in the chat. We can get that sorted for you. We could actually use the discount code that you provided, couldn't we, Andy, from last one? If we use was it Bramski 10? Was it? Yeah. So Joe's going to Hemel Hempstead. I'm preparing for his BASI level 1 exam. How you feeling now, mate? It's not that long until you go to that. So Andy's over in Austria at the Kitzsteinhorn. Snow is great. It came just in time for the courses to start, and now we have had more and more on the way. That's awesome. Probably takes a bit of pressure off, bit of a concern, right? Because I know you were stressing right up until that first camp. Is the ski a Dinstar? Yes, it is. Made in Spain. Yeah, the 172. So this is exactly the same length that I actually used on the heli skiing. So yeah, I'm pretty happy. I did look at, there was an atomic set which were a little bit cheaper, but I don't think they would have given me as much balance in the powder. That would be amazing. Awesome. So Isaac is yeah, and we can get you a discount on those. So I believe if you go onto Andy's website, which is Snow Camps Europe, you'll see he's got some goggles there, and if you use the code Bramski 10, that should get you a discount there. And then if you could send, well, actually, Isaac, hit me up when you're in Revi. Like, just drop me an email, and I can drop one of this round, or I'll bump into you. I mean, if you're working at the resort, you might be at the orientation just before we open up. So if I see you there. I can give it to you there, but I'll put this on one side for you, okay? You'll need that with to stop the scratches. Still got my goggles sock. Glad to hear it, Joe. I know I've sent a few out to people previously, and not everyone, I think, has told. Most people have told me when it's come through, but yeah, Canadian Post is a gamble. So same thing with Andy sending his goggles. I'm just hoping it gets here. Yeah, excited for it. Awesome. Good to hear, mate. Yeah. Okay, so Isaac's working at the Revelation Lodge, so possibly we'll be there. Oh, awesome. All right, so you're under yeah, with all the catering, the hospitality team there. It's an awesome place. Quite a big restaurant area there. Like, it's, I know every time I've come in at lunchtime, there's a lot of people, but yeah, you're on the mountain, which is awesome. So yeah, you'll have a great time there. Revelation Lodge was exactly actually where we did the big staff orientation last year, just before the season. So you actually get to go up on the mountain, not to ski, but you get to go up there before everyone else. Okay, yeah. So Isaac, for your discount on these goggles on Andy's site, use Bramski 10, but it does run out on Wednesdays. So ideally, watch the rest of this live stream and then go over to Andy's website afterwards. Joe, wishing Isaac a bit of good luck for the season. That's awesome, mate. You say Dinstar like an American diner. No, I said Dinstar. You're hearing a silent T somewhere, Andy. It's not. It's Dinstar. Could be worse. I could be saying Dinestar. Wouldn't that be like Dinestar? All right, what else have we got? So if I'm going out touring this winter, going into the backcountry area, it's known as, it's up in the parks. It's Rogers Pass is what it's famously known as. Big area it's in the Glacier National Park, the Revelstoke National Park, two parks right next to one another. You need to have avalanche gear, right? You've got to have your transceiver, you've got to have your shovel, you've got to have a probe. And this was something which I requested as a bit of a birthday gift. So the folks were kind enough to get me sorted out here. But we've got the, I'm never sure, right? How do you pronounce, is it Autovox or Orthovox? I don't know why, but this is the Kodiak 3.1 shovel. And I've actually not opened it yet. I had to take it out. These always have like the extendable clicks. Autovox is German, isn't it? So there we go. That feels nice. It's nice and light, so pretty easy to pack into the soft powder if should the worst happen. And then in terms of the shovel, the probe, this is 320 centimeters. So it's quite a big one. So that's 3.2 meters. So that's how far it would go down in the snow if I have to start looking for people in an avalanche. Have you skied Mount Seymour before? No. So Mount Seymour is Seymour the one in Vancouver? Oh, it's one of those three, isn't it? Yes, Mount Seymour is, because you've got Cypress, Grouse, and Mount Seymour. I haven't skied those, Joe. I wanted to do Grouse last Christmas, actually. I was in Vancouver to see family, dropping off some people. We'd planned to go to Grouse. There'd been a big snowfall on our way there. And then the night where we arrived in Vancouver, it had rained and they shut it on Christmas. So Yeah, and meanwhile, while all of that happened, there was a 3-day snowstorm in Revelstoke, which I missed out on. So, yeah, it was failed trip that was. But no, it's just so far away from Revelstoke, Joe. It's like 5-6 hours. You know, if I was here for a season and I had the cost of all of that to go do something like that, I'd definitely want to maybe explore a little bit more of those areas around Vancouver. You know, go to Whistler just to say I had. But yeah, for the time being, it's just sticking in interior BC. Anything that's 2-3 hours away, I can look at and find if my schedule works around it. But okay, they are Dynastar. That's how you say it. What? No, it's not. Andy, where's the R? Look, it says look. Dinstar. Or okay, oh wait, hang on. Dynastar. Okay, fine. Dynastar. All right, you win that one. Okay. Obviously, I didn't see the A. Moving swiftly on. The first one, so Autovox, yeah. So same brand for the probe. And then this bad boy for the transceiver. Now, it's like I've had a little look at it so far. I need to have a bit of more of a play with it. It's with these, you definitely need to keep them very simple in operation, I think, because they are so important. So yeah, that's like, I don't know, I can fit that in my hand. It's like smaller than a little Game Boy basically, and there is a strap for that. But I do intend to practice with that a little bit more. One of the things that they really encourage you to do here, if you're going to be in Revelstoke, is to do your AST course, avalanche safety training. At least do your level 1. So that is something which is on my list to do before I venture out into the backcountry. And I'm not planning to do any of that without without some people who know the area. But there's definitely 1 or 2 routes I've already identified that I'd like to do. Oh, you're hoping? Okay, so you're hoping to work at Mount Seymour when you come out here. Awesome. Okay, well, there's a lot of positives, I guess, for choosing a resort like that. And when I think, Joe, we were talking about it a few weeks ago with the fellow based out in BC. There'll be no shortage of people wanting ski lessons there because you're next to Vancouver City, right? So you're going to have a lot of beginner style people wanting that. So yeah, it'd be a perfect place to start your ski instructing journey. Okay, they're French, but made in Spain. Andy's having a right field day ripping into me about this. So that's all of my new ski gear. What about you guys? What have you got? I want to know who's got what, whether it's boots, skis, because I did a little bit of a poll the other day, and I know a couple of you guys have bought some stuff. Andy's got his snow goggles for ski goggles for Snow Camps Europe. When you do eventually get to that point, Joe, like where you know you're definitely coming out to Canada, definitely look into accommodation as early as possible. Matt, I only have North Face beanies so far and new trouser thermals. What are the thermals? What brand have you got there? I've got some stuff from Dope as well. Potential video on that incoming, but just a little teaser for a future video and some potentially fun Fun day outs coming at Revelstoke later this year, but stay tuned for that. Who else? Okay, Andy, you bought 8 new pairs of socks. Are you sure that's enough? I don't know. I only have said like 2 or 3. Although I always think there needs one or 2 more. Do you really go through 8 sets of socks in a winter? Okay, Armada Declevity 102s with Strive bindings. Nice. I'm going to just look those up actually because I don't know too much about Armada, to be honest with you, Andrew. Thanks for joining though. Declevity 102s. Let's have a look. Nice. Let's see. It says here, perfect for a hard charging East Coast skier. Is that you then, Andy? Is it? Hang on. Got to get the. Yeah, it says perfect for a hard charging East Coast skier or anyone who would like to go fast and tends more towards the front side end of the spectrum. With plenty of metal in the build for a directional shape and a lightweight Karuba core, these are lively, damp, and powerful without being overly demanding. You happy with them? Oh. And Joe's got 3 pairs of socks. Okay, so 3 pairs of socks. Okay. 3 is reasonable. 3, 4 potentially. Don't you think it's crazy how, like, with sock technology that, you know, growing up 10, 15 years ago, it was these big, thick, woolly, like cotton socks. And actually it was just like horrendous for your circulation. And now some genius realized actually it's about like a thinner sock, but the I guess the fabrics, you know, like I have a set that I use pretty much. I had one set in particular that I used all of last year, and it was like a bamboo fabric, and it worked great. This is the first time in 12 years that I've bought socks, and I wear 1 pair a day, work 6 days a week, so 2 pairs, so 2 spare while I do my washing. Sounds like you've got that very well thought out, Andy. Andrew's Europe based for the mixed off-piste here, so the Armadas are going to be perfect. Skied with them last year as a rental for the full season. Kind of like a similar thing with me there. And it's like, well, you've tried the ski, right? So you know how it feels. And if you see it, then it feels, then you know, like if you're thinking of buying a ski, that's like the type you want. It plays in your mind. Like my brother had the same thing a few years ago. And we were in Samoyenne somewhere, and he used a set of Fisher Carvers, which had the little gap on the toe, which I never really understood what that was for, but he loved them because he could go real fast on them, and he was always keeping an eye out for them ever to see if he could get himself a set. But I think they stopped selling those not long afterwards. But yeah, it's that same thing. It's like you've tried it, you like how it feels, and it's just ingrained in your mind. And they're stiffer than your Fisher Ranger 102s by far. Awesome. I did a live chat with a sock designer. The info on socks was unreal. Yeah, like, I mean, what possible technology could go into a sock, right? That's what I want to know. So Andrew's got Fisher RC4s. I wonder actually if this is ones that my brother were talking about. That's exactly it. Although I think potentially it was an older version of that. Obviously not the World Cup racing version of the skis, but with the little just the gap at the top there. What do you reckon that's for? You know, like the hole in the ski. And Stockley Laser AX mixed. And then Ranger 102 now, declevities for off-piste. Andrew, sounds like you've got a fair few skis in your locker. Yeah, I'd definitely have to watch that at some point. I did get a complimentary set of ski socks when picking up these, so I do have an extra set already for the year. But once in a while, one set, like I had 2 sets of Solomon socks I really like, but they went walkabouts. Joe's off for his dinner. Might catch us later if we're still live. I'm sure we'll keep going. I'm not rushing anywhere today. It's filled with plastic, so it's not, because I thought it was just like it was a deliberate hole in the ski. But then what is that? Just to take a little bit of weight out the top of the ski there? Then I don't know. That's a new one for me. That is. Slalom skis have a gap for swing weight. Okay. But these weren't like, I mean, these were on, I mean, what my brother had, these were on the rental, these were like rental skis. So they were used as like, you know, mountain carvers, which, I mean, I guess you could also, you know, there's a bit of a similarity, but I'm talking about, yeah, for the general public rather than the racers. And the GS are filled with a plastic window. Huh. So the hole in the Fisher skis is for dampening the air that passes through the hole and pushes the front of the ski down, reducing I'm guessing that means vibration. With the plastic insert is just weight reduction. This sounds like something that belongs on with like Formula One cars, you know. But it's it's an impressive technology, and whatever it was, like I know my brother really liked that ski. I mean, both sets of these here are free ride skis. So, you know, when I was still skiing around in Europe, I had those Rossignol, I think they were Smash 7s, which were all mountain skis. And yeah, so I've not actually had an all mountain ski for a couple of years now, which I do miss, and I do contemplate about getting an all mountain ski one time in the future, just because, you know, there are times when as much as I've been loving to play in the powder here, sometimes it is just piece riding, and I don't feel like I can do the same dynamic carved turning as I want to with the Solomon skis. Actually, I've just remembered that I actually damaged the binding on one of these skis last year. Yeah, this bit here is bent, so when you clip the skis together it doesn't go fully. But the main issue I was having in the latter half of the season was that it would catch the snow, and it wasn't retracting fully, so it was digging into the snow. Yeah, like the Formula One thing, they bought it in years ago, and then it went away and keeps coming back again. What bindings are going on the DIN stars? I'm looking at the Solomon Shift 13 bindings so I can get up and do some touring. Will it not bend back with a pair of pliers? I've tried that to some degree, but it's not worked completely, and I'd probably need to just look at buying a brand new bit for that, but I honestly forgot about that, so yeah, we'll have to cross to that. Dinosaur, gotta just remember it like dinosaur, but instead it's Dinosaur. Do you know, I tell you why I keep saying thinking it's like DIN star is because I'm thinking about DIN settings on a ski. That's why. I was just trying to like go in my mind, why am I saying it like that? And I've always just, you know, Andrew's got the shits. I know that's not what you meant, Andy, but that's a typo. Sorry, mate. That's got to be. That's sorry. We've got to highlight that. Andy's got the shits. He's got the Solomon shits on his Rangers. He's got the shifts. How are they, Andy? Because they're very much, you know, it's very much a hybrid binding that's, yeah, it's definitely taken over, become quite popular. I see that Solomon's actually, I mean, they've taken a version of that shift that was used for touring and used it just as a regular alpine binding as well now. DIN, DYN, Dine. Yeah, don't want to have any dinosaurs, do we? Watch Dinosaur with Jurassic Park. We all get the shits from time to time. Yeah, sorry, Andrew. Never had any problems with the shits or the shift bindings. Andy Rose, what's going on in the world of snow camps Europe this coming week? What you got coming up? Any camps? Isaac, if you're still watching, make sure to drop me an email. Let me just stick mine in the live chat here. Make sure to drop me an email so I know when you're coming into. And then Andrew Baggett for this comment. Sorry, I'm going to have to highlight it again. Andrew, for this comment, you're getting one of these custom Bramski live socks for your Bramski goggle socks. I'm forgetting my words today. You get one of these custom Bramski goggle socks for your goggles for this winter. Can you email me and let me know your address? So both of you guys send an email there and I can tee up about getting those to you. Appreciate you guys commenting on that. That's funny. Will do. Cheers. Appreciate it. Awesome, Isaac. Yeah. And when are you getting into Revelstoke? What's your actual date? And have you got it all planned in terms of how you're getting here? Or are you still figuring stuff out? So Andy Rose from Snow Camps Europe. Last week was a week of ski teacher training. This week I'm off. Just planned a beach party for 150 skiers on the 28th of November and a party for a different 250 ski teachers on the 5th of December. Crikey, I know who to speak to if we ever need a party. A beach though, isn't it all going to be on all the lakes going to be frozen now in Austria? Superb. Must announce having the shits more often. Yeah, definitely. You just never know what rewards you might get by being as open and transparent like that. Andy Rose, next week working for a French school that is visiting Capron. Awesome. Is that like, why are the French coming to Austria for skiing? That's interesting. Lack of snow, maybe, I guess, in France. I mean, I know I've not seen how much they've got yet, but they'll be hoping for a good start, which they haven't had for a few years. December the 1st, got everything sorted. All right, so you're going to be getting help here literally the day before we arrive. Sorry, before the ski season starts here in Revelstoke. So, yeah. I want to talk about the conditions at Revy right now, but I don't want to ruin it for the snow report update during the week. Oh, look who's joined. So Andy, beach theme indoors. Oh, nice. Okay. So we were talking like Hawaiian shorts and what's those things that they have from like Hawaii? Simon. Hi, Matt. Hope all is well. Yeah, it was really good, mate. Guys, can everybody in the comments issue a big congrats to Simon? He is now a dad. Big congrats, buddy. If it was later in the day, I'd be raising a beer to you. Massive congrats, mate. Yeah, all's well. It's 3 weeks to go, so I'm buzzing. Glacier skiing for the French in Austria. Yeah, I imagine that's what that is. It's all going to be on the Kitzsteinhorn at this point in the season. And the resort is not open until December. Nah, chuffed for you, buddy. Real chuffed. Real chuffed. And yeah. How are you guys getting on at the moment? Just taking it easy at home? But yeah, congrats. The flowers are lies. But you've got to have flip-flops. That's definitely beach themed. Beach themed cocktails, is that on the list? Beach themed drinks? I've got to get some sort of Christmas stuff in for a party this year, because last year I did not have my jumper. I bought one years ago, but I think it's in the loft somewhere at home back in the UK. Oh, you say it like Lay's. Oh, okay. Simon, did you get any new kit this year? I know we chatted a while ago. I can't remember what you ended up getting. We've just gone through skis and boots and everything else. How many more words can you get wrong tonight? I really don't know. It's a weird one. Like, I went out this morning. I went out and had a bike ride. I wanted to be like energetic and switch it on for this chat. And I don't know. I'm just thinking. I don't know. It's you've just been testing my vocabulary so much today, Andy. I've just I just need to start writing all these down, I guess. Also, like, when have I ever had to wear one of those lays? So it's like, if you haven't used that word before, you're not going to know it, are you? I can tell you how to pronounce gin and whiskey and beer and steak and skis. So definitely got quite a bit of the UK contingent on today. Have we got anyone from the US? Anyone from Canada on? Let's have a look. So Simon's got a fair bit of gear. What have we got? A pair of new goggles to try and review for the channel. You got a helmet, some bib pants. What's bib pants? Like just snowboard pants? New jacket and boots and boards. Most important thing, they're all discounted. Oh, awesome, mate. That's cracking. How's Revy looking today? Revy, it's foggy this morning. It's cold, not like super chilly downtown, but I want to get out and film my snow report video afterwards. And I was kind of hoping it's going to lift. If not, I'm thinking about actually driving into Rogers Pass where I know there's actual snow on the ground and I could get some good visuals there. But the snow on the mountain's pretty good. It's been snowing all weekend. We've had around 20 centimeters plus in the last 48 hours on the Alpine. So yeah, it's looking good. But you'll have to tune into Tuesday's video for a full breakdown on snow conditions. But yeah, it's starting well, mate. Paying full price is overrated. Yeah, it is. That's why we were just chatting earlier about it with my gears. So the guy, I got quoted $1,300 for a custom set of boots in town, and I went up to the resort and they did a soft opening, shifting a lot of gear from last year, and on a 30% discount, I got the skis and the new boots for that same price. Always feels good when you can get a good deal in, doesn't it? It's from Toronto. Salut. Where are you skiing this year? Are you doing any East Coast skiing there, or are you coming over to BC? Any plans? Andrew's from the UK. Appreciate you watching, buddy. And Andy testing me again. Right. I'm reading that as a French word. So if you're asking me how that's pronounced, I'm going to say du bonnet. But if we're saying English, that's like du bonnet. Yeah, and Simon, mate, you've got full set of gear there. That's exciting, mate. Plenty to film there, right? Plenty to review and get up. Okay, Dubonnet is a drink. I got to head off and enjoy. Cheers, Andy. Good to chat with you, mate. Yeah, we'll speak soon. Thanks for watching. We're going to keep this going. I haven't got any plans to go anywhere just yet. Oh, if this, it looks kind of like the sun's burning off the fog. So, because I know that if that fog goes, if I head back over to Begbie Falls on the other side of the river, I'm going to get some real good shots of the mountain with the snow that you can see. Like, it's definitely, the snow level is below the gondola, the top of the Mackenzie outpost there. So it's coming down. The freezing level has been like coming down. It's not cold enough in town for snow yet. But that's okay. I don't know. I the way things are going, something tells me we're probably going to be downloading when we open for the season, but I could be wrong. And I asked you guys actually in a poll the other day, I asked you how much snow do you think we're going to have when we open up? And so far, Okay, so I asked you guys yesterday, how much snow will Revelstoke have on opening day? That's on the community posts. 25% of you think we're going to have a 75 centimeter base. Another 25% of you think we're going to have a 1 meter plus base. And then 50% of you there think we're going to have more than 1.5 meters, which I like the enthusiasm. That's awesome. So I've got one more goggle sock to give away today. Have you been to Revy? Have you been to Revelstoke? And I do have more of these to give away on top of the 2 already I've given today, if we get some good questions and comments in. If I'm feeling generous. Okay. Oh, that's an awesome question. Okay. So Isaac's coming to Revelstoke from the UK in a couple of weeks for the season. What would you recommend doing on my first couple of days in town? I mean, there's 2 main things. I would highly recommend, I don't know what your accommodation situation is like, but with a group of people, one of the great things to do on a night out is to go to the hockey here. So we've got an ice rink in town. It's called the team's called the Revelstoke Grizzlies. It's such a fun night out during the winter season here because all of the seasonal crowd go there. They're normally playing on a Friday or a Saturday quite regularly throughout the season. And Revelstoke is one of the best hockey teams in the area. It's, I don't know what you call it. It's like kind of like junior hockey. So they're all like straight out of college, like late teens, like super early 20s. I think the arena has a capacity of like 800 to 1,000 people. So it's a real good crack. And yeah, it's definitely something to do, and you kind of real get into the community culture here in town. You definitely want to check out a couple of the bars. The main 2 being the Village Idiot. That's like the local ski dive bar. Regent's a good one. Some of this, if you're young and up for partying like super late, everyone ends up in the last drop, but I don't really head there. It's not really my cup of tea, that. But other than that, what else? I mean, those first few days, if you're in like shared accommodation, Isaac, chances are you're going to be hanging out with people quite a lot. So definitely take the time to enjoy that and get to know a lot of the people. If you're a little bit more laid back, and I mean, everybody here like goes super hard on the skiing. Like everyone's here to ski because it's not one of these resorts where there's tons of bars and après on the hill. Like it's a lot of any après that does take place, nothing like European après, Isaac, just to let you know. It's a bit more low key and more social in town. But yeah, everybody skis hard all day. And then yeah, some people go home in the night. But I was going to suggest something there, and it's lost and I've forgotten. Ski hard, enjoy. If you're a little bit more laid back and you're looking to relax on evenings, I always love going to the community center. So they've got a swimming pool there. It's got a sauna. It's got a steam room. And one entry with an adult, $6.25. You can get a 12-go punch card for $62.50. They do a couple of monthly passes as well. So yeah, if you're doing it for your first season, there's a good chance you might burn out at some point. So definitely take that bit of R&R time sometimes if you're feeling things are getting too hectic. Especially, I know you said you're working at the Revelation Lodge, right? So there's going to be times where you're constantly dealing with hundreds of people with food and dealing with all their stuff. So look after yourself. For anyone reading, mentioning bodily functions might swing a goggle sock your way. Yeah, that's right. So Isaac's got one goggle sock, and then Andrew mentioned he had the shits, which he actually meant the Solomon shift bindings, but that was rather funny. Can you go curling in Revy? I used to love giving it a go when living in Canadian ski towns. Yes, you can. So where the ice rink is, actually just round the side, there's 3 or 4 lanes of curling underground, which I didn't know until last winter when work put something on for us to do. And it was incredible. It was awesome. Like, yeah, you start having to perfect your lunge. I wouldn't recommend doing it in jeans, you know. I don't know. Find something that's a little more sort of stretchy, or at the very least, do some yoga stretches before you start curling for the first time. But it was nice. They had a little bar up there as well. It was real good. It's a real good curling center actually in Revelstoke. The whole ice hockey arena there, they're actually looking at potentially doing a big rebuild somewhere down the line that's going to cost a lot of money. But yeah, that's 2 other winter sports, right? Besides skiing, lots of things that you can do in town. The cross-country skiing is a big thing here as well. Like the Nordic Ski Club on the other side of the river has 6 or 7 different tracks. They've got a night ski track. They've got a lodge there. It's right at the foot of what was called the Fingers, where there's like 5 or 6, like this mountain where you can see all these different chutes up this mountain for ski touring. You do need high performance trousers for curling. Yeah. Hang on a second here, guys. I think that's better. Yeah, you do need high performance trousers for curling for sure. But it's a skill, right? You know, just especially the whole brushing thing. Like I didn't realize how much that actually affects it until you actually start doing it. Does that mean you had a jeans incident? I was wearing jeans. I didn't have an incident where they ripped. I just was not prepared to get down. It's more that initial, just that first bit where you're lunging and as you throw it. And first of all, you got to get used to having those slippy shoe things so you can actually move a bit off the ice. And then you've got to having this position where you're sort of on the floor lunging, like you're about to do an Olympic sprint, on a track. And yeah, I did that 2 or 3 times, and yeah, it just didn't feel as easy to do wearing jeans, let's just say. I'm just going to get a bottle of water here, guys. I'll be right back with you. Simon, you've got a good eye, mate. You've got a very good eye. Just noticed the probe shovel transceiver. Is that the AutoVox package? Yes, it is. I've got the Kodiak 3.1. It's nice. It's real lightweight. One thing I haven't shown because I was just starting to. The probe is 3.2 meters, and then this has like a voice navigation, which I know a lot of them are starting to have now, but yeah, it's gonna hopefully guide and help me if anything ever has to happen. I've previously used Mammoth transceivers with the heli skiing, and I really like that, but yeah, AutoVox is a pretty good brand. And then I mean, this was the bag I used last year. This is the Slack Pack 20. I've actually kept most of my stuff in it from last year, so I'm still trying to get out. But the front bag actually has two set pockets for the shovel and the probe to slot into. So that's going to be ideal for me. I've used the one below that package for the last few seasons, and it's been decent. Yeah, it's. I mean, it's important to have. I think even if you're just going off piste, but like slack country, back country, whatever it is, yeah, you've got to have that for sure for safety reasons. And I don't think. Yeah, I mean, you'd be silly not to in today's day and age, right? Thanks for watching, Simon. Good to see you again, mate. I'll chat to you soon. And yeah, congrats again on becoming a dad. So yeah, just a reminder again, guys, for all you watching from the UK, I'm going to be switching over moving forward to going live in the evenings here, just to maximize ski time during the winter season, which I've really enjoyed doing these engagements with you guys, but this time in a couple of weeks, I'm going to be on the slopes. So yeah, might be for some of you people who are up late, still be able to catch you in on that. Who else has got ski gear? Anyone bought anything new for the winter? Anyone still thinking about buying ski gear? Like I know Isaac's looking to get completely kitted out when he gets here in Revy. Isaac, if you're still here, I'm guessing you're getting a season pass from working at the Revelation Lodge. Andy's also got to go, heading off. Keep up the good work, Matt. Andy, thanks for joining today, mate. And yeah, drop us an email. I'll get that goggle sock over to you. Thanks a lot. Yeah, season pass is included. Awesome. Yeah, that's a big sort of cost to not have to worry about. And yeah, Isaac, tell me a bit, like, so how did this come about? Like, what were your plans? How did you end up choosing Revy? Is this your first winter? Like, what's the story there? Hey, William, thanks for joining. Age-old question: ski socks over or under thermals? Ooh. Under, surely, because if your thermals are long enough, they're going to go down to the base of your ankles, right? I actually don't wear thermals, but I was looking at one of Dope's top thermals for this year, which are long sleeve, and I was contemplating getting them. Yeah, I haven't used thermals in ages, but I would say under. What do you think? Actually, William, that's a great question. You're a winner of one of these. You're the third man to win the goggle socks in today's live stream. Congrats, buddy. Shoot me an email after this, and we'll get that off to you. My email is on here somewhere. There it is. Yeah, congrats, William. That's a real good question. I don't know, guys, what do you think? Thermals under or over socks? I would say under. That's what I'd say. Okay, so yeah, Isaac's coming to Revelstoke in a couple of weeks for, I think, his first ever season. It's a long one. Never done a season before and only ever snowboarded once. Wanted to try some traveling, and a friend of mine was doing the same, so I ended up booking through an agency, and they recommended Revelstoke. Awesome. Okay. So I imagine you're probably going to be wanting to learn here, learn, maybe get some lessons. Like Revelstoke, you'll learn pretty quickly that it is quite a steep mountain. It's not what you're going to find in an indoor center or in some of the slopes in Europe, but once you sort of feel comfortable on the resort here at Revelstoke, the chances are you can ski anywhere, and it'll make you into a real good boarder or skier. But yeah, mate, it's a lovely town. It's not one of these big, massive party, like super commercialized towns. The actual town of Revelstoke itself is a little bit separate from the resort. It's 10 minutes away, 10 minutes from the resort, super easy to get to. But the town is very picturesque. There's a real good community vibe to the place. Quite a young, active audience, and yeah, a lot of people from different parts of the world, Canadians, a lot of Australians. Actually, there's not been a lot of Brits here, but I feel that is starting to change. I've noticed in the last 18 months that a lot more Brits seem to be coming over here now, which naturally makes sense when it's now so hard to go work a ski season in Europe and there aren't maybe as many jobs. But props to you for getting work and accommodation to come out here. That's a good thing. And yeah, if you ever have any questions, mate, let me know. I work for the same company, like I work for the resort as well, so I'm sure we'll bump into each other at some point. And yeah, feel free to ask me any questions when you're here. But yeah, man, Revelation Lodge is good. It's a good place to work. Gonna have those crazy views. I mean, you're right by the gondola. So, and yeah, William, nice question to just chime in there with. That was awesome. So yeah, we'll send you a goggle sock as well. What about you, mate? What's your story? Have you got any plans for this winter? I've done 2 seasons as a driver in France, but now have a full-time job at home in Ireland. I've 2 ski holidays booked this year. The first to San Juan and the second to Avoriaz. Nice. We've chatted quite a lot about San Juan on these live streams since we picked them up again, like particularly with Simon and Joe, because it's such a great little town to go to, and you're right next to Flane as well. Yeah, and then you're close to Avoriaz, right? So if the snow's not too bad there, then or if it's better there, you can head over to the Port du Soleil. Yeah, many a fond memory in Avoriaz. And Morion's a nice little one to ski down to. So when you say you were a driver in France, was that like the doing the transfers from Geneva and Chambéry? Zooming on down the N90 to get through the Tarentaise and all the traffic chaos that was there. I don't miss that from my first season, I will be honest. Down the A40, mainly from Geneva to the Grand Massif. Nice. Great area. Great area, Grand Massif. But I'm hoping I hope that France gets some good snow this year for you, William. I know the last couple of years it's been real tough, real slow starts. When have you got them booked? Are they in December, or have you looked later in the year? First one is over Christmas, so it could be a bit hit and miss, and then the second one is at the end of February. Yeah, I've been in San Juan about, I think it was 6 or 7 years ago at December, and they had 2 runs open, and it was all man-made snow. It was cold, but there was no other snow. Everything else on the mountain was like brown. It was just the 2 main runs, and I'd never experienced anything like that. I'm keeping my fingers crossed for you, buddy. I hope you can get a good start this year. I hope all of Europe has a good start to the season. They've just had a spate of a couple of the resorts out here open last weekend, but it's all very much a bit of a marketing fad, really, because it's like you get a little bit of snow, and then with a bit of the snowmaking, they open 1 or 2 runs, and then it's like, hey, we were the first to open. So I know, like, some of the Alberta resorts, Nikiska, and Lake Louise opened previously, and everyone, I think, thought that one of those was going to be actually the first, but in the end, it was an East Coast resort that was the first one to open in Canada this year. But yeah, I just think, like, pick a date, early December, and I mean, I don't know many European resorts unless it's a glacier that open in November anyway. Yeah, they most of the time they're looking at that first or second week in December. But we'll see. We'll see this year. All right, guys. I'll tell you what, we're gonna end it today there. Really appreciate everyone chiming in and giving their take on the ski gear, and hoping for a good winter. So congrats to Will, congrats to Andrew, and also to Isaac. Make sure to shoot me an email, and I'll get these delivered off to you there. Thanks everyone for watching. As I mentioned earlier, like, the live streams now, we're going to switch to a Saturday evening here, so it's probably going to be rather late in the UK, but if you can make it, even, I appreciate that. Keep an eye out on the community post for more info, and then the next snow update for Revelstoke is coming on Tuesday at the normal time, so be sure to tune into that. If you did enjoy today, make sure to like it and subscribe. If you're watching after it's gone live and you're just watching on a playback, put a comment in the regular section. Have a good rest of your weekend, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.